Okay, so in today's short video essay, we are going to talk about obsession in relationships. We all have gone through, or maybe we're currently going through some instance where we are obsessively attracted, attached, involved with someone. And at the back of our mind, we do understand that this is not good. This can't be good. Because someone has the ability to ruin your life. They have the ability to make everything better. If you're in a bad mood, they can instantly change that mood. If you're in a good mood, they can instantly change that. So they have a lot of impact in your life. You obsess over small details. Maybe you are in a relationship with them, or maybe you're not in a relationship with them. You would like to be with them. But what is a fact in either of these cases that you are obsessed with this person? So firstly, I want to talk about why does this happen? In my personal experience, and then noting some friends, some family going through the same experience, what I've understood is that this is usually present in the lives of people who do not currently in that phase of their life have a concrete vision. They do not have a certain direction in life and they are confused about where they are headed. Maybe they do not have a long-term plan. They're just breezing through life. For this particular person who does not have a vision, who does not have something to work towards, it is inherent in our brain to find a purpose. And when we ourselves are not giving ourselves a purpose, someone else as a person becomes a purpose. That is more or less the default setting because you are not giving yourself the purpose through vision, through direction in life. You do not have things that you're anticipating, you're looking forward to. So what our brain does is that it assigns us a person to obsess over. Now that is what we're looking forward to. Now that person is our mission, our vision, their well-being or you being together becomes that mission. Because as human beings, it is inherent, as it is in our soul to have a purpose, to have a mission, to have something to work towards. People, when they get older, they get more depressed in general because they have lost purpose. When they were young, they had a lot of things to build, they had a lot of things to do, but then they lose purpose because they had built everything. Now they don't really have to build that purpose. A lot of entrepreneurs who, if you watch their interviews, after huge exits, like someone was working hard, they created a big company, and then they sold it for 100 million, they sold it for 50 million. The phase that comes right after that is a depressive phase for a lot of these people because one of our need as human beings is to look towards something, is to follow something, is to have a purpose, is to have a direction. But if they're working for something for so long and now they sell it, now they have the money, but they lose the purpose, they usually go in a downward spiral and then they start to do something anew. They have the money, but now they're finding that hunger again by working towards something else as well. So this means that there's good news and bad news. The good news is that the person is not that special for you to obsess over them. So if you want to obsess less, you must find joy in the fact that it is not inherently who they are that makes you obsessive, but it is you and your lack of purpose towards something or lack of interesting things happening in your life where you are too much attracted to this person and too much impacted by this person. The bad news is that you need to find a purpose in order to solve this and to not be obsessive in the future as well, because that is not good for you. That is also not good for the other person. Maybe you're like, hey, it's okay that I'm obsessive, I want to be. It's not good for the other person. And ultimately, it's not good for you both because if there's one person who's obsessive, then the other person is in a phase or in a situation where they can't do no right. You would always find reasons for them to not be enough. You'll always feel bad because you're the obsessed one. You'll always feel that they're not being fair to you, or your needs from them as a companion is not being fulfilled because you are on that obsessive level. And of course, they would feel suffocated. They would feel, You'll act in ways which is not, which would be challenging the autonomy of that person. So how does one find purpose? I think it's a very wide topic that needs another video or maybe even a video course, to be honest. But what I can talk about right now is a couple of actions, a couple of things that you can do right now to instantly become less obsessive. The first thing is you need to find activities and things to do in life that does not involve them. Usually when you're obsessive towards someone, you both share a lot of things. There's a lot of parallels. Maybe you have the same friends. Maybe the definition of fun is doing something only with them. So what you need to do is you need to separate some part of your life and try to find things that you enjoy, but they're not a part of it. Maybe you used to play a sport that they're not interested in, or frankly, don't invite them. Just be like, this is my own time, and go and play that sport. Maybe find something to do that is fun. Maybe try learning a language. Maybe pick up a language that you really wanted to learn, and then start your journey of doing that. Try a side project, maybe a vibe coding website, maybe try an app. Just try to find things to do that you genuinely enjoy that does not involve that person. So you have a life outside of that obsession. That is the very first and honestly the simplest thing that you can do right now to start moving away from that obsessive behavior. The second thing that you need to do is maybe try to go and be in sync with who you were when you were younger. Usually, when we are growing up and when we're children, we often have a lot of things that we're looking forward to, and we have a lot of someone else might call it silly, but we have a lot of dreams and we have a lot of things that are coming directly from the soul. And then over time, because of life, we forget all of these things. So if you try to connect with your childhood self, and if you really ask yourself, what was I like as a child? And what were the things that I enjoyed as a child? Maybe you might come across a passion that you never pursued. Maybe it was filmmaking. You really like films initially, but then, now you don't have anything. Take a used camera, or use your phone. Nowadays, the phone are perfectly well. Make a stupid short film. Play 5 characters, okay? Write the dialogue, make it, and just edit it. Don't post it if you don't want to. If you want to, definitely. But try to go back to the lifestyle and the passion that you had that did not involve any outcome like your job and all of those things. I feel when we grow older, we also involve ourselves in very outcome based things in life, and we just reduce the play aspect. There's little to no play. Anything and everything that we do is for productivity, to go ahead in your job, to get a raise, to send someone to a school. It's everything is very outcome oriented. We're not doing things for the sake of doing those things. So reintroduce that childhood passion in your life. And then lastly, also, you need to know where your career is headed. And if you feel like you're in a dead end job and you have given up all hopes of any excitement about your future, just understand that we play a long-term game. Maybe in the next 1 year or even the next 2 years, you're unable to do it because you have some financial obligation. But if you think about the 5-year plan, you can almost always think of a realistic plan where you move towards something that you want to be doing. And just having something in sight, like 5 years down the lane, 3 years down the lane, I would be doing this. And in order to do this, I need to go through these many hurdles. That would really ignite some excitement in you, and you will find some purpose that you're moving towards. Lastly, a bit unrelated but extremely important, is taking care of your health. You might not see a direct correlation between you obsessing over someone and your health, but I think one part of letting ourselves go health wise is that we stop feeling that we are good enough, that we stop feeling that we deserve to have an independent life outside of an obsession. We stop feeling that we are our own person and we always have a very attached personality. But when you start taking care of yourself, when you start eating healthy, when you start going to the gym, when you start looking in the mirror and you like the person that you see, some of the autonomy just comes back because you find some self-worth that you had before back, and then you're able to work towards your goals in a better way. Everything might be a little more possible because now you're much more confident than you were before, because now you have taken care of yourself and you have a higher self-worth in response to that. That is it for today's video. I hope it was helpful for you in some ways, and I will see you in the next video.